like a boss.
Alright ladies, your toxic dating coach here. So we're gonna talk about 2 types of validation today and the 2 ways to validate a guy, okay? And the reason why I feel this is important is because you need to validate a guy. Or better yet, when you like a guy, you're naturally gonna validate him. You're gonna slip up. You're gonna give him a look that you fucking like him. You're gonna say something. He's gonna be able to tell in the way that you text. At the end of the day, we want to minimize as much validation as possible, especially in the beginning. And why is that? Because the more they feel unvalidated, the more they work. The more they try to think about ways to impress you. You get what I'm trying to say? It keeps them in a sexually competitive state. And so we're going to talk about how to do that. And we're letting you know, we're having a seminar in New York City this Saturday. Purchase the tickets now before the tickets run out. It's gonna be a nice girl seminar. We're talking about how to assert yourself, okay? We're gonna be pre-selling the course, Nice Girl, which is gonna go on sale. It's gonna go on sale on July and in November. Those are the only 3 dates that's gonna go on sale, in July and in November. So if you wanna purchase it before they run out, you could go to the description down below and pre-order it at a much lower cost, okay? It's only gonna be out for 2 months out of the year. So look, the first one is this, ladies and gentlemen. There are 2 types of validation. The first type of validation is passive validation. What's passive validation? Saying yes to hanging out with him, saying yes to sex, saying simply being with him. Because if you don't like the motherfucker, you're not gonna be with him. I mean, it's that simple, right? But it's not, I'm showing him through your actions that you love him, not saying that you love him, right? That is the passive form of validation. And that is the kind of validation that I want you guys to show most of the time, okay? Passive validation is the #1 type of validation that I want you guys to show most of the time, because passive validation still leaves some doubt. They want to hear you say that you love them. You get what I'm trying to say? It's not enough for humans to see that you love them. It's for them, they need to see that you love them, right? So that's the first one, passive validation. And passive validation is a type of validation that, how can I say, is a type of validation that your insecurities will naturally make you doubt what you see. Right? You might think he loves you because of his action, but then naturally you'll say, well, you know, he never said it. You get what I'm trying to say? The second kind of validation is active validation. That comes with words, that comes with compliments, that comes with gifts and etc. Right? This is the kind of validation that you hear, the kind of validation that you see with your own eyes, and that there is nothing. This means nothing but that. It is clear as fucking day. Even my evil grandma who's fucking blind can see it, right? This is a type of validation that you want to balance it in a very direct way. This is a type of validation that you don't want to use too often, but if you never use it, this guy will one day think, you know what, this person is not loving enough. Some people gotta see that you love them, right? So with that being said, let's talk about how to validate him, okay? Because it's important to understand the 2 types of validation. The first thing is that before you validate a guy, always, like I always say, it should be cold, warm, cold, right? That's how it should be. Before the cold, there has to be warm. After the warm, there has to be cold, right? 0, 1, 0, 1, 0, 1, 0, 1. It should always be like that, okay? So it should be that, let's just say you're gonna give him a gift. And again, I'm repeating some things because, again, some of you guys are hard-headed, all right? I'm just gonna be real. Some of you guys are hard-headed, and no matter how many times I repeat things, you gotta hear a couple times for it to get through some of your hard skulls, because that's the truth, okay? I'm sorry if I sound mean, but that is the truth. Before you validate a guy in a very direct way, I'm talking about only direct way. Before you validate a guy in a very direct way, you gotta schedule in your pullaways. When I mean pull away, I mean your coldness, right? But when you're passively validating him, that means you're with him, that means you see him every day, that means you go out on dates. You wanna be cold sporadically, from time to time. If you go on dates with him 6 times a month, you cancel 1 of them. You randomly cancel it. You see what I'm saying? It's the passive form of validation requires like random little acts of coldness that doesn't really have a rhythm to it. You get what I'm trying to say? Even in the texting, right? You keep the same pattern that I always talk about. I'm not gonna repeat it because I always talk about it. Now, when it's active validation, you gotta schedule them in and be more pragmatic and straight and more coordinated in a way, right? So if you're gonna give him a gift, whatever the fuck the gift is, it's his birthday, you act a little cold a few days prior. You make him think maybe you're losing interest, right? Why? Because you're gonna give him a spike of validation. Active validation is more chill, it's more level-headed. A spike of validation requires you to act a little disinterested so that he sort of like says, okay, what's going on? Am I losing her? What the fuck? Is Tyrone training her? Oh my God, what's going on, right? And then you validate the motherfucker, right? You give him a nice little spike in validation. That causes him to say, okay, what the fuck's going on? I gotta do something. I gotta make her interested in me. And that's why it's important before you validate him, right? That means before you give him a gift, right? Before I say I love you, before anything that you think is a high sign of interest, you always want to act disinterested before, right? Now let's just say you slip up, right? Let's say you slip up and you say I love you. Let's say you slip up and you validate him, right? Let's say that he's acting cold and you reacted to him in a very needy way, right? How do you fix that? Remember, when there's warmth, the next thing has to be coldness. There's summer and then there's winter, right? You see what I'm saying? So after you validated him on purpose or by mistake, follow it up with a little coldness. Now, if it was on purpose that you validated him, so you were cold earlier and then you validated him, don't go cold, don't go super cold, just go a little bit cold, right? You acted disinterested right here, you validated him, and now you're here. Like you do just a little bit, you cool it down just a little bit, right? So let's just say that you gave him a gift. Oh my God, that's so cool. You got me a basketball, blah, 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 right? That's an example, right? And then you disappear for like a few days, you say, and you always make the excuse of work or school, right? The thing is that you might say, well, but he knows why you're busy. It doesn't make him wonder. It's not that. It's the fact that you're not there. It's the fact that he should be missing you. It's the fact that he wants to see you, right? That's the kind of validation, like that. It's a little subtle, right? But let's just say you accidentally say, I love you, and you were the first one. Or let's just say he was acting cold, then you validated him by getting needy. What you gotta do is then give him a bigger drop, right? You acted needy, you were like, what the fuck? You canceled the date on me. Why did you do that? He's I'm off. Then you go cold. Now you're busy the next week. Now all of a sudden, my personal trainer is giving me extra lessons this week. Sorry, I'm busy. Don't do that, okay? Just say always give an excuse. Say I got work, say I got this or that. But the difference is that since you validated him by mistake by acting needy because he was trying to make you needy by him going cold, or maybe he was really busy and you reacted in a needy way, which validated him a lot. The point is that the more you validate him by mistake through neediness, you gotta go the opposite direction and act a little cold, because then that warms him up. And then you could go back and act normal, right? So it's kind of like he's acting super cocky, you acted super needy, right? You acted super needy, so what you gotta do is tone it down even more so that he comes down to your level to see what the fuck is going on. And once he reaches it, then you could act normal. You get what I'm trying to say? And it may sound a little complicated, but the point is that if you validate him by mistake and you feel like you did it a lot, go extra cold, always a valid excuse, and prolong it like a few days, like 5 days. If you see him every 2 days, then you prolong it for like fucking 7 days, right? And you give him a valid excuse, right? And then you let him break the silence, say, hey baby, you wanna hang out? And then you're like, oh yeah, no problem, right? And then you validate him passively from now on. You get what I'm trying to say? The next thing is that validation is okay. Oh, the next thing is something that you have to understand is that you validate the guy when he validates you, okay? So when you actively validate him when he validates you. If he gives you a gift, you give him a gift, right? If he says I love you, you say I love you, right? If he validates you in any way, shape, or form, you reward that with validation. You don't reward it with coldness. He doesn't give you a fucking gift and then you disappear on the motherfucker. No, don't do that, right? If he validates you, give the homo fucking bone. Be nice. Don't make him watch my channel, right? If he gives you a gift, goddamn, do something for the motherfucker, man. He's doing some work. You don't just get something without giving people nothing. You know what I'm saying? You don't just make the workers work without fucking paying them. That's slavery, motherfucker. That's slavery. You know what I'm saying? like a YouTuber once said. Like, it's like, come on, man. You gotta reward when he puts effort. Now, second thing is that validation is okay when there's space afterwards. Like I said earlier, it's okay to validate a guy as long as there's space afterwards. As long as there's a little coldness after the validation. Because what you want him is never to feel completely that he has you. Because then naturally some people get cocky, right? Now, if you want to say, but then that means he doesn't love me if that's what happens. Possibly, right? Because the more they love you, the more they'll treat you the same even if you validate them. Now, everybody has a limit. If they disrespect you and you validate them now, that's when somebody who genuinely loves you will start treating you like shit. You get what I'm trying to say? But if he naturally is somebody that will not love you, if you guys don't have like a legit natural chemistry, like if you guys are not biologically like wired to have chemistry with each other and you validate him, he's gonna go cold, right? But if you guys have natural chemistry and you guys just feel and he likes you for you and you guys have great chemistry and you validate a guy, what you'll notice is that he'll go just a little cold because it's just natural, right? But the difference in how cold they get when you validate them is all based on how much they like you. So if you got to keep doing this, right? If you notice that he gets really cold when you validate him by mistake, and validation is anything. It could be you send him a picture or whatever. It's a problem. It's a sign that there's no natural chemistry between both of you guys, and it's better off to find somebody else, right? Because this could get a little tiring, and I understand. So remember, there's passive validation, which you guys should always do, and always be randomly sprinkle in moments of pulling away, moments of coldness. And then there's active validation, where you actively validate him by mistake or on purpose. But when you do that, you should always have a moment. The next thing you should do after that is go a little cold to balance it out. Oh, go a little cold for a few days so that he can think if something's going on wrong. And always give him a valid excuse. Work, kids, granny, whatever the fuck it is, so that he doesn't feel like playing games and so that he doesn't retaliate. And when he asks you to hang out after you were cold because you actively validated him, validate him after that so that he doesn't feel the need to make you chase, because people have pride, right? So if this guy felt like you were being cold with him, like too cold with him, he's gonna say, yo, this bitch is playing games with me, man. And then he's gonna start playing those games and watching my channel. And you don't want that, do you? No, you don't, ladies and gentlemen. You do not want your guy watching Father Alex's channel, okay? All right, okay. All right, this is Alex, your toxic dating coach. Don't forget, we're having a seminar in New York City. It's for women who want to be more assertive. You can purchase the seminar under the description down below. It'll say seminar, all that kind of stuff. And you could pre-order the tickets to purchase the course. You can pre-order it now. I think the price right now for pre-order is $69. Why is it $69? I don't fucking know, right? You can pre-order it right now. It's gonna be $97, okay? So pre-order it now. It's gonna come out in July. And it's gonna be fun. It's only gonna be available 2 months out of the year. July and another month. But it's gonna be only available 2 months out of the year. I wish I put it out in, never mind. All right, this is Alex, your toxic dating coach. Stay toxic. All right, ladies, so I don't usually put out courses, but I decided to put out this course, Nice Girl, specifically for a lot of my followers, since you guys struggle with self-assertion. And it's not because you guys are silly or don't like the knowledge, but because the emotions behind self-assertion is something that is drummed out of you as children. So as a result, I am putting out this course that will only be available every July and every November, okay? This course is gonna have, you're gonna learn about the source of human aggression, different types of aggression, the art of assertion, strategies for asserting yourself, strategies for self-assertion, which is you asserting your own energy, you forcing yourself to do what you have to do. Self-assertion is not just unto others, but unto yourself. and strategies when not to fight back, when to keep your mouth shut, when to lose, right? You're going to learn a lot of things in this course, and I'm not going to oversell you and say that this course will make you into Cleopatra. But if you're somebody who's a nice girl, this will take you up another level and give you that aura that forces people to respect you. So you guys can pre-order this course right now for $69. When it goes out, it's gonna be $99 when I release it in July, right? But pre-order it right now for $69 and purchase it. And if you don't like it, I can give you your money back. It's no big deal, okay? So I'll see you guys inside. You guys are really gonna love it. Trust me, I'm putting a lot of work and effort. I don't put out too many courses, but if I put out a course, it means I put a lot of thought and effort into it. So to pre-order this course, all you gotta do is click on the description down below where it says pre-order Nice Girl on the description, and you'll be able to get it. Now, if you find yourself between, you guys can order it now, but if you find yourself between December and July, you guys cannot order it, but I'll have an email form where you guys can put yourself on a waiting list so that when it comes out in July or November, you guys can purchase it. You see what I'm saying? So if it's right now between August and October, you won't be able to purchase it as well. So just make sure to click below, put your email down so that we could alert you when we put it out. It's only going to be available twice a year, okay? So pre-order it now, and I'll see you guys inside.